Hey, Shalom, this is your brother Yawanathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon you. Today, we're going to talk about what do you have to give in exchange to receive eternal honor. That's what the elect are going to get when they put that crowning ceremony in Second Esdras. That's an eternal honoring of those who stood stiffly for the things of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now, in exchange for that, this life, you have to give it up. The same way Yahweh Shai gave up his life. All right. We're reciprocating that. Like it talks about in John 15, it says, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Now, Yahweh Shai did that for us. It is our reasonable service, like it talks about in Rome. Let me go get it real quick. Like it talks about the 12th chapter, all right, Romans 12:1, it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Now, we get that word for present here in the Greek, okay? It's a paristeme. Now, what you'll notice when we go down through these definitions, there's one in particular that I want to highlight. I'll just highlight it right now. But it says what? To place beside or near, to set at hand, present, to prefer, provide, to place a person or thing at one's disposal. We're at the disposal of Yahweh Shai. The Father bestowed all things unto the Son. So we're at his disposal for his purpose. We're to afford the husband's will. It also says what? To bring into one's fellowship or intimacy, to present, show by argument, to prove, stand beside, stand by or near, stand ready to be present. So part of the cost you got to count is that you're not living your life for your own fulfillment, for your own purpose. You're doing it for his purpose. All right. And as a man of the Lord, if you've been called to teach, that's going to come with, putting things that you were pursuing in the world on the back burner. It's only right. He gave his life up so that you can have this understanding, so that you can have a passageway back to the Father and audition for kingship. This is a small price to pay. So there's going to come a time where this devil is going to completely dismantle our reputations. We're going to be made out to be the scum of the earth. Are you okay with it? There's going to come a time here soon where we're going to have to completely separate from this society, which may cause a lot of the people that you love to despise you. You okay? Well, you should be, because like it's stated in Matthew 19, right? We'll start at verse 28, Matthew 19:28. It says, and Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory. So this is in the kingdom of heaven. Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That's a regal position. You've been put in the position of a king. Verse 29. And every one that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. And we jump to the future to where this actually takes place. We go to 2nd Esdras 2, and we'll just start at verse 42. I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praise the Lord with song. So Esdras being shown a vision of the future when the elect are being crowned, given their rank. Verse 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest. This is Yahweh Shai. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marvel at great. And I want to continue reading, but I'm gonna read it in the GNT. All right. It reads, verse 44. And I asked the angel, who are these people, sir? He replied, these are the people who've taken off their mortal robes and have put on immortal ones. So we've been going to be given new bodies where we're not able to sin, where we're perfect, where we don't die. That same body that Yahweh Shai had that he has when he's sitting next to Yahweh on the throne, we're going to have the similar bodies, man. We can't give you details on what that's actually going to look like and feel like, but it's going to be beyond anything that we could think of. The Lord promised us that. So there's no carnal possession or position or station you could obtain in this world that's going to measure up to what the Lord is getting ready to give us. All right, back to it. Verse 45, he replied, these are the people who have taken off the mortal robes and have put on the immortal ones. They have confessed their faith in Yahweh, and now they are being given crowns and palm branches as symbols of their victory. And part of obtaining that victory is putting the cares of this life on the back burner. Verse 47, he is, okay, actually, we were at 46, actually. Then I asked the angel, who is the young man who is putting the crowns on their heads and giving them palms? He is the Son of God, Yahushua. And the angel replied, and all these people confessed their faith in him while they lived on earth. And the faith is going to be shown by our actions, not just the lip service, but our actions. We're going to prove that we believe in the Lord by being willing to put everything on the line for his sake, by not bending the knee to the wicked. Then I began to praise those who had stood for the Lord. And in KJV, it says stood so stiffly for the Lord's name. Then I began to praise those who stood for the Lord so bravely. And the angel said to me, go and tell my people what you have seen, the many marvelous wonders of the Lord. So now let's go to Luke, the 14th chapter, to talk about counting the cost. This is Luke, the 14th chapter and the 26th verse. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. This isn't saying that you literally hate your mother and father and your family and loved ones. This is talking about what you make a priority in your life. Okay, because the scriptures also tell you to honor thy mother and father, regardless if they're believers or not. Okay, you're still supposed to show respect and honor towards them. But here, it's saying that your tunnel vision on the Lord's purpose, you making the ministry your priority, should be so far ahead that by comparison and in contrast, that everything else, it seems like it means nothing to you, as though you hate it. It's saying the gap should be wide between what holds value to you. You understand? And whosoever doth not bear his cross, which is, it was just carrying that cross after he was already beaten, it was tough. But we all have a cross to carry. Okay? Some brothers, it may seem more difficult than others, but for them, everybody's going to be put on the edge of what they can bear. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, not just a shed, a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, make sure you have the materials, that you have the layout plan for, okay, if this goes wrong, how are we going to respond? How are we going to, you fully thought out the fullness, every inch of this tower. You've thought it out. If you're going to be serious about this walk, you need to realize at some point you might lose everything. The Lord might take everything so that you could see clearly. A lot of times when the Lord puts us through stuff or removes things out of our life, it's for the sake of us seeing clearly. Okay? Because we are in this flesh. We are in these chains of darkness. And our vision, our spiritual vision, can get clouded by situations, people, and things. So in order for him to help you cross the finish line, in the flesh, it may seem like, damn, why the Lord just doing all this to me? But a lot of times it's just so you can see more clearly. All right, continuing on, Luke 14:28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. So you don't want to be somebody that started this thing and couldn't finish because they didn't consider the path they were going down. And this is what the elders mean often the time. Okay, when they say a lot of Jake, they don't truly know what they're a part of. They don't know, they just see the glitz and glamour of, this Israelite thing, knowing their heritage, but they're not ready to deal with the bitter. The scriptures tell us this thing is going to be bitter. The latter, after you get over the fact, oh, I'm part of a regal household, a royal lineage, much bitter comes after that. And even when it gets bitter, you still have to be in the mind frame of serving. You have to be ready to be a part of something bigger than yourself. For the precept I mentioned, you go to Revelation 10 and 9, John the Revelator. Okay. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it. The little book is the scriptures. Take it and eat it up. Digest the fullness of what you're reading. Understand this what thou readest? And it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth as sweet as honey. When you first get something and eat it, it's in your mouth. But he's saying when you digest the fullness of it and it's in your belly, it's going to be bitter to you, because you're going to realize the state that our people are in. You're going to realize in full that we're under the curses, and we're going to be under the curses until the kingdom of heaven is getting ready to be established here on earth. All right, you can back that up. You can go to Revelation 22 and 3. It says, and then there should be no more curse. The curses are going to be upon the children of Israel until the Lord comes back. That's just what it is. So that's a bitter thing to digest, when you're sitting here laboring, you're trying to figure out a way to improve things for yourself and for your people. And you get to the point where you understand the scriptures like, oh, this isn't something I could navigate myself out of. All I can do is pray to the Lord and have patience. And to talk about that word patience, a synonym for it is to endure, to suffer affliction. So it's a rite of passage that we have to suffer affliction. You got to count that cost. All right, back to Luke 14 and 28. It says, for which of you intending to build a tower, not a shed, a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. Lest happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build, but was not able to finish. Or what king going to war make war against another king, sitteth not down first, and counsels whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. Now, as a king, if you had 10,000 soldiers and the enemy has twice as many, the only way you could be positive that you could win that battle is if you know for a fact your soldiers are more trained. And in the spirit, we're on a much higher level than these people. We're on a much higher level than the wicked. We're closer to a more sturdy power. He's in a trick bag. So if we focus on our training, of course we can overcome the enemy, even though it may seem as they're twice as strong. The scriptures talk about the Lord's power being made perfect in weakness. He's going to take this people that, carnally speaking, how would they be able to overthrow Esau, Edom, and his conglomerate of nations? It's impossible. Carnally speaking, with the eyes on your face. But we're not a carnal people. We're a spiritual people. And the things that cannot be seen with the carnal eye are much greater than the things. So I entitled the lesson, Humiliation in Exchange for Eternal Honor. Because, just like Yahweh Shah was humiliated, he was mocked. That may be a part of your walk. Are you okay with that? And I've been asking that question throughout the lesson because there are a lot of things that are going to be uncomfortable to our flesh that we're going to have to bear. And that's a part of the cost that you got to count when starting on this journey. Let's prove it. Dare me to prove it, right? Luke 22 and 63. And the men that held Yahweh Shai mocked him and smote him. Right? This is when he was taken and arrested. And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, prophesy, who is it that smote thee? And we're all about prophecy. Prophecy is the spirit of Yahweh Shai. It's going to come a time, man, where, we're going to be mocked for prophesying and coming in the spirit of our big brother. It's just what it is. You see, continuing on. And when they blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, prophesy, Who is it that struck thee, nigga? Since y'all know so much, which one of us is whooping your ass? This, you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. And many other things blasphemously spake they against him. Okay, it's gonna get to a point to where the people that are scoffing, the people that are trying to say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about," the black Hebrew, to where they're gonna get carnal. They're gonna physically come after us, and it may not be every brother's lot, but some of us, are gonna have to undergo physical persecution. Are you okay with that? All right, so we have to follow in our big brother's footsteps. So the title again of the lesson was "Humiliation in Exchange for Eternal Honor," and I might put in parentheses, "Are you okay with that?" Because that's a part of counting the cost. So with that being said, man, Abarat Azad, didn't want to make the lesson too long. Hopefully it was edifying. Want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.